Hey there, Detroit sports fanatics. I'm Taylor Phillips, and welcome to Taylor's Detroit Sports on Spreaker. You can also find this and all other episodes of Taylor's Detroit Sports on iHeartRadio. Straight and full Detroit and Michigan sports coverage 100% of the time. If you have any opinions on everything that's going on in the Detroit sports world, call in or send a text message live on the show at 231-429-3668. Also, you can add me on Facebook as Taylor Phillips, online at facebook.com/TaylorGatorPhillips14. Like my Facebook page, Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports page. Join my Facebook group, Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports Group. And follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips with 2 L's.
All right, I am back. Finally, after getting my replacement iPhone 5C by mail, and it took almost a week. 6 days. It was for free because it was under warranty anyway. So, let's go ahead and step into the Detroit and Michigan sports, huh? So the Red Wings have won 3 straight rather. After losing horribly to Tampa Bay 5-1, they beat the Isles at the Joe for the first time since Black Friday in 2003, 4-1. They shut out the Colorado Avalanche 3-0. Mostly thanks to Patrick Roy's decision to pull Semyon Varlamov for an extra attacker with 3 minutes to go in a 1-goal game, and Darren Helm scored the empty netter with 2:36 to go. And then the Red Wings finally beat the Arizona Coyotes 3-1. The only goal they gave up in Arizona was was because of some snoozing that Jonathan Ericsson did. He looks really, really confused out there in front of his own net. I don't know if he's half deaf or too distracted or just snoozing. Just slacking off on the job. He just keeps slacking off on the job. I still think Ken Holland made a poor decision. Jonathan Ericsson already has 3 goals and 9 assists. But Tomas Tatar, Tommy and his Dragonzord, I like to call him, and Darren Helm are red hot right now. They both each got a goal and assists in the Arizona game. Helm got an empty netter against Colorado. Helm's goal in Arizona was also an empty netter. Wings totally have won 14 out of the last 18 games. After losing 6 straight, 4 of them which came in a shootout. And now they stand well, they used to stand in first place for a while, but Tampa Bay is back on top at 73. The Wings and Canadians are tied for second place in the Atlantic Division, a tie for second place with 71 points each. Pittsburgh Penguins, their next opponent, are in second place in the Metropolitan Division, 1 point behind the New York Islanders. Pens have 68 points. The Isles have 69 points. The Washington Capitals, right behind them, have 66 points. The Rangers 65 and the Bruins 63. The New York Rangers and the Boston Bruins. The two both have the 2 wild card spots in the Eastern Conference. To the Western Conference, the last place Oilers have won 4 out of their last 6 road games. They just edged the New Jersey Devils 2-1 earlier tonight. They're still not going to make the playoffs, but right now they're a red hot team. But they don't play the Red Wings at the Joe until Monday, March 9th. That is not until next month. That is in a month. A day less than a month. Today is March 10th now. 58 and change minutes passed. If you want to call in or text, the number is 231-429-3668. That's the number to call and text. Again, 231-429-3668. The Red Wings' next game is in Pittsburgh against the Penguins Wednesday at 8 on NBCSN with Mike Emmerich and Eddie Olczyk. Olczyk did some nifty avant-garde color analysis of the Coyotes Blackhawks game on Comcast Sportsnet Chicago. The Blackhawks were just small fractions of centimeters away from beating the Coyotes in overtime in the final seconds, but the right call was made under lengthy video review that it was no goal because the puck did not completely cross the line, cross the goal line. And the Coyotes ended up winning in a shootout 2-1. But back to the Wings here. After that, they return home. After the Wings-Penguins game, they return home to start a short 2-game homestand against the Winnipeg Jets at 7. Then the Canadians come into town on Monday, next Monday, at 7:30. And then the Wings go on a long 6-game road trip, starting in Chicago at 7:30 a week from Wednesday on NBCSN. Then they go out further west to the Pacific Coast. Well, maybe a little close, only like a time zone closer, I guess, or half. They go to Dallas and play the Stars Saturday the 21st at 8 on FSD. Then they head to California for three more games against the Ducks on Monday the 23rd at 10. Tuesday the 24th against the Los Angeles Kings at 10:30. Thursday the 26th at 10:30 at the SAP Center against the Sharks. And they wrap up their road trip in Nashville against the Predators Saturday the 28th at 3 o'clock, a matinee game at Bridgestone Arena against the Predators. Collie Yarncroc and company, Pecorine. That also wraps up the month of February. They open up the month of March at home, back at home at Joe Louis Arena against the New York Rangers at 8 on NBCSN, part of Wednesday Night Rivalry with Mike Emmerich and Eddie Olczyk. Then on March 6th at 7:30 on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, the Calgary Flames heat up the JLA joint, the Hockeytown joint. That's another short 2-game homestand. The Predators lead the West. Speaking of the Predators, they lead the West with 76 points, 35-12-6. Blackhawks, after getting 1 point, are 33-18-3 with 69 points in third place in the Central Division. Third place of the Central Division. In the Pacific Division, it's the Ducks with 75, the Sharks with 63, the Vancouver Canucks with 61. The Kings are in fourth place of the Western Conference wildcard standings with 58 points. Actually, a tie for third place with the Minnesota Wild. The Jets lead the wild card with 64, the Winnipeg Jets do, followed by the Calgary Flames with 61. It's going to be a very, very tough road trip for the Red Wings overall, all in all. Their only lengthy homestand they have left is a 4-game homestand from March 22nd to the 28th when they take on the Blues, Coyotes, Sharks, and Tampa Bay Lightning. St. Louis Blues. St. Louis at noon. Very early matinee game at the Joe on NBC, on your local NBC television affiliate. Ours up here is TV 7 and 4 in Traverse City and Cadillac, WPBN TV. Part of Up North Live Broadcasting. You can catch all the games on the radio, however, on Detroit's 97.1 The Ticket, WXYT-FM HD1 in Southfield. download the CBS Local app, select Detroit for the postgame, and download NHL the NHL Game Center mobile app. The Wings have assigned defenseman Xavier Ouellet to the Grand Rapids Griffins, and I'm wondering, must they have done this in order to make a trade for a defenseman? You tell me. 231-429-3668. You can call in or text message live on the show on the same number, 231-429-3668. Also, I talked with Detroit Sports 105.1 WMGC-FM's staff promotion specialist, Raymond Bennett, who just added a Twitter account at Raymond X Bennett with 2 T's. And he and I talked about the defenseman the Wings have right now. First, I retweeted Raymond Bennett's tweet. Wings forwards in the future bearing most stay: Nyquist, Tatar, Sheahan, Helm, Abel, Peter, Mantha, Larkin, Volkanen, Yurko, Athanasio. That's Gustav Nyquist, Tomas Tatar, Riley Sheahan, Darren Helm, Justin Applicator, Anthony Mantha, Dylan Larkin, the current Michigan Wolverine, and future Red Wing first-round draft pick, Timo Pulkkinen, Tomas Yurko, and Athanasio. Didn't get his first name. He also talked about the Cal Yarncroc trade for David Legwand. He tweeted out, Yarncroc 69 shots, Glendenning 67 shots. Man, what did we do? Like 9 exclamation marks after that. Hashtag Red Wings. I also retweeted Yarncroc 5 goals, 9 assists. Glendenning 7 goals, 3 assists. Man, Ken Holland should have never traded Yarncroc. And Timo Pulkkinen is still in Grand Rapids. Most Red Wing fans and Detroit sports podcasters like Jeff Moss of the Detroit Sports Rag want Pulkkinen back in the NHL with the Red Wings. Now Pulkkinen is a forward, as far as I'm concerned. Dylan Larkin also talked to me about who to trade for and who to get in a trade. Mike At that time, my best choice was Keith Yandel. 4 goals, 34 assists at that point. But Raymond Bennett preferred Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who plays with Keith Yandel on the Arizona Coyotes team. Yandel would be an upgrade, but Larson, I forgot the Ekman-Larsson would be great. He said, I told him, some say Keith Yandel isn't that good, but most of us think he is. Bennett replied, Yandel would be an upgrade, but Ekman-Larsson would be great. I told him I prefer Yandel. He's got more numbers than Adam Larson of the Devils, especially assists, 34 goals, 4 assists. I didn't know. This is where I got confused there. Raymond Bennett told me to take a look at Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And then I told him, yeah, I didn't understand what you meant. Wow, Ekman-Larsson does have a ton of numbers, more than Yandel. And he said, yep. And if I had to get one D-man though, defenseman though, probably unavailable, but he'd be perfect. It's Dustin Byfuglien of the Winnipeg Jets. And I told him both Byfuglien and Ekman-Larsson are quite comparable, except EL Ekman-Larsson is available. Raymond Bennett and I follow each other, actually. And 105.1 is still the best to me. .105.1 finally has a real Red Wings fan and hockey fan all together, not just a promotions guy. He's a straight-edge promotions guy for Detroit Sports 105.1. Season ticket holder for the Red Wings, Griffins, and Tigers. He's the mayor of the hashtag Men's League. I recommend to all you real Red Wings fans and hockey fans in Michigan to follow Raymond Bennett on Twitter at Raymond X Bennett with 2 T's. That's at Raymond X Bennett with 2 T's. Now to the Pistons with just over 20 minutes left on the podcast. Episode 135 of Taylor's Detroit Sports on Spreaker and iHeartRadio. The Pistons oh, by the way, I forgot to sound this in a tribute to Raymond Bennett.
Well, I'm the best you've got.
Yep, Raymond Bennett is the best we've got. The Detroit Bad Boys of SB Nation on Twitter tweeted, really sad trend emerging, #Pistons gave up 110-plus points for the 9th time this season, 4 of those coming in their last 10 games. The game against Denver is not one of them, but I want to get to that first. The Pistons were outscored by the Nuggets 26-18 in the 4th quarter. They let the Nuggets back in the game after leading 80-62 after 3 quarters. And then they play they play the worst team in the Western Conference, in the NBA's Western Conference, the Minnesota Timberwolves. And they give up 112 points and only come up with 101. They lose to the Timberwolves at the Palace. And I call that beyond disgraceful. And I pointed out there was zero protection, zero defense in the paint by the Pistons. Let me go to NBA.com. Let me go to Pistons.com, actually. The Pistons are 20-32 right now. Okay, I just opened the Timberwolves-Pistons game companion. Now I'm going to refresh the thing. Try to... Okay, I'm in trouble again trying to find points in the paint. There we go. Both teams turned the ball over 15 times. Timberwolves outscored the Pistons in the paint unanimously somehow. Let's see. Okay. Points in the paint. Oh, wow. 42 each. Looks like the Pistons had a better second half in the paint than the Timberwolves. But the Timberwolves had the first half had the lead in the paint in the first half. The Pistons never even led in that game. The Timberwolves led by as many as 19. The Timberwolves out-rebounded the Pistons 40-35. The Pistons were also leaving Timberwolves wide open for three-point shots, and the Timberwolves made them pay by shooting 41% from three-point range, 51.3% total from all over the floor, all over the court. Pistons shot 77.3% from the free throw line. Timberwolves 85.3% from the charity stripe. Now those stats are unacceptable. Nikola Pekovic scored 29 points. Kevin Martin 24 for Minnesota. Andrew Wiggins scored 18. Thaddeus Young 16. For Detroit, Andre Drummond 17 points, 14 rebounds. He had another double-double, going 8 of 8 from the field. He still can't hit a free throw. He's like the next Ben Wallace.
Shut up, you idiot. What?
Well, Andre Drummond sure has no fro like Ben Wallace, but he can play defense and he can rebound too and put points on the board. 10 minutes left. Pistons go to Charlotte tomorrow at 7, play the Hornets. Then they start a 5-game homestand Wednesday at 7:30 against the Spurs. Friday at 7:30 against the Chicago Bulls. Sunday at 3:30 against the Wizards, the Washington Wizards. Spurs are from San Antonio. Tuesday the 24th at 7:30 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and finally Friday the 27th at 7:30 against the New York Knicks. Three quick topics here. The Tigers lose Victor Martinez to a torn meniscus in his post-injured knee. He's expected to start rehab later today, Tuesday, and if it's successful, he will do rehabbing. He will rehab for 4 to 6 weeks. if it's a failure, then it's 12 to 16. But he's not out for the season. So his injury will not derail the Tigers' season in 2015. No need to get all negative about it. Victor will return in 2015. Also heard that Detroit Lions free agent defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh wants to sign with the Seattle Seahawks, who yet have $20 million in cap space. The Seahawks, nobody is sure if the Seahawks can afford Ndamukong Suh's price. The Lions and their fans are hoping that Ndamukong Suh stays in Detroit, but that could still cost them their star wide receiver Calvin Megatron Johnson. Calvin Johnson, Megatron, plus Nick Fairley, another defensive tackle. And finally, Michigan and Michigan State, Wolverines and Spartans are falling flat. Michigan lost to Iowa badly, and then they lost to they lost to Indiana 70-67. The Iowa game was 72-54. Michigan State lost 59-54 to Illinois. The maize and blue and the green and white are just falling apart. But on the bright side in college basketball, the Central Michigan Chippewas are nearly undefeated at home after losing to Bowling Green 76-74 in overtime. They beat their arch rivals, the Western Michigan Broncos, at McGurk Arena 70-65 last Saturday. They're on the road for two. Take a look here. They're at Ohio Tuesday at 7. And then they're at Buffalo Saturday at 2. Also in CMU football, John Bonamego is introduced as Central Michigan's new football head coach. He was a special teams coach for the Detroit Lions last season. He was a CMU alum who played for the Chippewas during the mid-1980s as the 28th football head coach in Central Michigan history. He's the first CMU alum to lead the football program since Bill Kelly in 1951 to 1966. had his introductory press conference yesterday at 2:30. That was Monday. Spent the past 2 seasons as the special teams coordinator of the Detroit Lions. As I said, last season he helped the Lions to an 11-6 season for the first time since 1991 as they qualified for the playoffs. The Lions won 11 games in 2011, actually. There's no name from it from CMU Athletic Communications. That's about it.
I think we can close the logo now.
So that's going to do it for Taylor's Detroit Sports episode 135.
What's your problem there, pal? Can't a guy get a bit of sleep? Don't bug me.
I will talk to you again later this week or next week on Spreaker. I just wanted to catch up on a lot of things. There's been a ton of stuff going on, especially since my previous phone got its screen blackened out because of its inside circuits burning up, getting burnt up. And I got my replacement phone earlier today. So, episode 136 coming up sometime this week or next week. I will let you know about that. I will let you know when I'm on again. Also, catch me on Blog Talk Radio Sunday night at 11 with Taylor's Detroit Sports Show. Till then, this is Taylor Phillips saying TTFN, ta-ta for now.
I think we can close the logo now.